Welcome to this explainer. Look, if you're a QA engineer, a developer, or really anyone managing software quality at scale, you already know the heavy lifting involved in manual testing. I mean, the endless spreadsheets, those repetitive manual checks, constantly chasing down false positives, it's just incredibly tedious, right? Well, today we're stepping right into a modern SaaS environment to explore DevQA Forge. Developed by Bharath S., this platform is an AI-powered QA automation and testing suite designed to completely streamline your testing operations. We're going to treat this explainer like a professional product walkthrough, looking at exactly how this platform acts as your ultimate intelligent automation partner, boosting your productivity, your accuracy, and honestly, your overall execution speed. Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our agenda for today. We'll start by meeting DevQA Forge. Then we'll look at intelligent test generation, deep API analysis, database validation, visual workflows and reporting, and finally, wrap it all up with the Enterprise QA Advantage.
All right, Section 1. Meet DevQA Forge, Intelligent Testing Automation.
So, imagine logging into your QA dashboard and immediately being greeted by this. The system agent literally says, "Hello QA engineer. Provide a functional blueprint, code blocks, or system requirements, I will automatically design regression architectures." Right off the bat, it puts you squarely in the driver's seat of this highly interactive AI-driven environment. Now, DevQA Forge is built on a really robust stack. We're talking Python, Fast API, Flask, and Gemini AI integration. This isn't just some static tool, it's a highly dynamic workspace where your raw feature requirements are instantly transformed into comprehensive compliance reports and test cases.
And the real driving force behind that prompt is the v2.4 agent. Sitting right inside the QA engine core, it basically acts as a context-aware test exploration, code review, and risk telemetry analyzer. Okay, so what does that actually mean for your daily workflow? Well, you can take plain English descriptions, say a user story or a functional spec for a login page, and just feed it directly to the agent. Using its Gemini AI backend, it instantly evaluates criteria bounds and assembles these really systematic test matrices. It identifies boundary risk constraints and packages the recommendations right there for you. It is essentially like having an automated architect reviewing your feature requirements in real time.
Let's keep moving. Section 2, Intelligent Test Generation. From raw input to 9 test types. Now, if we actually want to eliminate manual bottlenecks, we need a seamless UI experience, right? The quick initialization workflow here breaks down into 3 incredibly simple steps. Step 1, you input your raw architectural specifications, like a simple text description of a microservice, straight into the manifest editor. Step 2, you just press Analyze Specification to execute that command into the engine core. And Step 3, you review the compiled assertion profiles directly within the viewport. The system processes this with absolutely zero delay. And look, if you're in QA, you know there is literally nothing worse than waiting on a slow compiler. So this instant processing of your feature arrays is just a massive win for productivity. And by simply typing in your features and clicking Run in that workflow, the AI generates a massive amount of coverage. We're talking 9 test types per feature. The generated scenario coverage spans positive test cases, negative test cases, edge cases, validation scenarios, and even critical security test scenarios. To put that into perspective, if you input a requirement for an email and password login, DevQA Forge doesn't just check if the login works. No, it automatically generates the steps, the priorities, and the statuses for invalid passwords, empty fields, and security bypass attempts. It does all the exhaustive brainstorming for you instantly.
Now, what's really interesting about this next part is how we transition from front-end user stories directly into back-end validation. Let's look at Section 3, Deep API Analysis and Live Endpoint Mapping. At the very heart of this back-end capability is the QA Compiler v1.0, which acts as the main processing trunk of the platform. If you're working in an enterprise environment, you can provide a physical open API specification asset file, or, even easier, just paste a live base endpoint URL right into the dashboard. From there, the QA compiler just effortlessly takes over. It executes automated endpoint mapping, schema reflection, and structural validation to dynamically resolve your entire system map. You just connect your targeted schema architecture parameters, and bam, it triggers a deep vulnerability analysis matrix right before your eyes. And the depth of that API testing is extremely thorough across your GET, POST, PUT, and DELETE requests. Instead of relying on a manual checklist, DevQA Forge conceptually hits every single layer. It checks your status codes and response times for performance, validates the exact JSON structure of your payloads, and it completely stress tests your error handling and authentication headers. And the best part, All of this is happening silently in the background, outputting super clear, actionable analytics on response times, security validations, and error detection so you can spot bottlenecks immediately.
Moving further down the tech stack, we have Section 4, Database Validation, Real-Time Connectivity Checks.
Because, let's be real, enterprise QA requires robust back-end checks. A test suite isn't truly complete without confirming that your data layer is behaving correctly. DevQA Forge supports highly versatile database substrates, evenly split across 4 major players: MySQL, PostgreSQL, MongoDB, and SQL Server. Right from the front-end dashboard, a QA tester can input their database type, host, and credentials to execute real-time connection validation, configuration verification, and general health checks. The output instantly confirms if the connection is successful and flags any database errors without you ever needing to leave the QA Forge environment. We all know how incredibly painful constant context switching can be, so staying in one dedicated workspace, huge advantage.
Okay, Section 5 brings us to visual workflows and reporting, showcasing what the system calls zero-ms delay diagnostics.
Think of this workflow as the ultimate QA assembly line. Your raw feature descriptions enter the AI test generator, and they emerge as QA test cases. Simultaneously, your API details and database configs are processed into validation reports and connection statuses. All of this flows down into a real-time compilation stream directly on your canvas. Finally, the PDF generator takes all of those QA results and compiles them into downloadable reports. The viewport actually renders all these data parsing states dynamically, so you're tracking the compilation stream from the initial parse straight down to the final visualization, in real time.
And the tangible outcome of all that processing? The interactive PDF export matrices. DevQA Forge utilizes Report Lab to generate highly professional, cleanly formatted PDF documents that contain your generated QA test cases, deep API analysis results, real-time validation reports, and visual QA flow diagrams. So instead of spending your entire Friday afternoon manually copy-pasting screenshots and test results into a Word document, we've all been there, you instantly have a professional report ready to go for QA documentation, sprint audits, client reporting, and compliance tracking.
Almost done here. Section 6, the Enterprise QA Advantage, built for scale.
So, the crucial point is that DevQA Forge is an enterprise-ready solution built to dramatically reduce your manual testing effort while actively improving coverage and accuracy. It is truly designed to scale with your operations, integrating these AI-driven insights directly into the daily workflow of developers and QA teams. And I want to take a quick moment to spotlight the architect behind this entire platform, Bharath S. His direct contact information is featured right here: phone, email, and his GitHub repository. If you're looking to integrate this level of intelligent automation into your own CI/CD pipelines, or if you want to explore future enhancements like the planned Selenium or Playwright integrations, he is your direct line for premium enterprise support and integration. Which brings us to our final question. Are manual bottlenecks still slowing down your software testing operations? After walking through the live endpoint mapping, the instant generation of 9 test types per feature, and that zero-delay visual reporting, I think it's pretty clear that the future of quality assurance relies on intelligent automation. DevQA Forge offers a unified, highly efficient dashboard to modernize your entire testing lifecycle. Thank you so much for joining us for this explainer, and we really hope it empowers your team to test smarter, eliminate those tedious manual tasks, and ultimately ship faster.